The 7th. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
Is there a second? Is there any further discussion on the minutes? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 5. Is there a motion for the approval of the salary board actions?
I'll make a motion to approve the salary board actions.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on the salary board actions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 6. Is there a motion for the approval of the submitted on-call applications from the departments? Is
I'll make that motion.
there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on the on-call applications? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 7. Is there a motion for the approval of the submitted call time applications from the departments?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on the approval of the call time? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 8. Is there a motion for the approval of the sheriff's deputies and security guards to a 40-hour work week?
I'll make that motion, but I think we have to include the sheriff and salary board in this particular instance.
And I will note for the record that the sheriff is in attendance at this meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Is there any other business to come before the salary board? Hearing none, we're adjourned. If you would stand as you're able, and join with me in the pledge of allegiance by saying, I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to call to order the Board of Commissioners meeting for December the 21st. May I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Cross?
Present.
Commissioner Herzler?
Here.
Commissioner Eichelberger?
Present.
Is there any public comment to come before the Board of Commissioners? Hearing none, item number 4. Is there a motion for the approval of the minutes of November the 19th, November the 24th, December the 2nd, and December the 7th of this year?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion on the minutes? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 5. Is there a motion for the approval of the Public Safety Review Team minutes for December the 9th?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on the minutes? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 6. Is there a motion for the approval of the personnel transactions?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion on the personnel transactions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 7. Is there a motion to approve the tentative agreement between the county and the Sheriff's Association for the dates beginning the first day of January 2016 to the last day of December 2018, and direct Human Services to incorporate the changes into a final contract?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 8. Is there a motion for the approval of the revisions to the county CDBG budget that was presented during the workshop?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion on that budget? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 9. Is there a motion for the approval of Resolution 2015-33, which amends the resolution of 2013-31, revising the fees for the registration permit fees for the weighing and measuring of devices required to be inspected by Cumberland County Bureau of Weights and Measures and the Department of Agriculture?
Moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 10. Is there a motion for the approval of the land partnership grant recommendations that were presented during the workshop?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on these grants? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 11, is there a motion for the approval of change order number 2 for Bernheiser Bridge construction? Change order adds $40,964.16 to the contract for additional substructure repair to a pier that is cracked and stream debris removal.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on this change order? All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 13, we'll take these separately. I'm sorry, item number 12. We'll take these separately. Is there approval for the encumbrance for liquid fuels, the engineering phase for Craighead Bridge replacement?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on Craighead? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The second, is there a motion for the approval of the encumbrance of liquid fuels for the engineering phase of Orr's Bridge replacement?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on Orr's Bridge? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Now, item number 13. Is there a motion for the renewal of the lease agreement for the property located at 10 West Main Street, first floor unit in New Bloomfield, Pennsylvania?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on this lease agreement? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 14, before you are the grants and contracts. They are A through I. Is there a motion to approve these contracts and agreements?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 15. Is there a motion to approve the finance policy and the fund balance policy that was presented during the workshop?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on the fund balance policy? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 16, is there a motion for the approval of the county key control policy that was presented during the workshop?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on the key control policy? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 17, is there a motion for the approval of the value payment systems agreement as a countywide credit card vendor?
So.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 18. Is there a motion as a capital project request for the purchase of 9 meal delivery carts with a total project cost of $27,526.11, no general fund dollars, in support of Claremont?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 19. This is an approval for the extension of the Sedesco Operations LLC addendum. Action is requested, and I will ask Lynette to present this.
Yes, this is the extension for 3 months of the 2015 contract at the same rate for the first 3 months of 2016 until a more longer-term decision is made as to what we want to pursue for those services.
That contract would expire at the end of this year?
That's correct, 12/31/15.
Okay, and will the 3 months extension that's being requested be sufficient?
We would hope so, but if not, then there would need to be another one.
Okay. Is there a motion for the approval of this extension?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 20 will be a resolution for a tax exempt financing of Cumberland County IDA for Text Visions LLC project, and I will call upon Benjamin Reed, who is in attendance to discuss this item.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Again, my name is Ben Reed. I'm an attorney at Rosenstein in Harrisburg. We represent the IDA. December 9th, the IDA adopted a resolution that authorized it to be the issuer of a note, as a conduit issue for a note to be for the benefit of Text Visions LLC a manufacturing facility that bears banners and signs. So that resolution was adopted. It approved a $1.2 million note, proceeds of which would be lent to Tech Visions. The next step in this process, the formal process before the state and the federal tax code, is the required hearing that was held last Thursday, the 17th, at KDIC's offices. No members of the public were in attendance, so the requirements were met. And now we're here before the commissioners to seek the commissioners' approval by adoption of a resolution of authorizing the issuance of tax exempt finance for this project. This really is a limited approval, not pledging your taxing power. You're not approving anything beyond what the tax code requires of the governing body of the municipality that created the IDA's approval for this project for this financing to close in January for the benefit of Tax Visions. I'm also joined by Tally Range from Tax Visions LLC.
And Metro Bank is issuing the note,
Metro Bank will receive the note issued by the IDA.
and no one came to the hearing.
No one came to the hearing.
Okay.
It was properly advertised, but no one came.
I believe you.
Happy to answer any questions there.
Just for clarification on the record, this presents no financial or other liability to the county. Is that correct?
No liability to the county, no responsibility to the county.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there a motion for approval of resolution 2015-34, which would be a tax exempt financing Cumberland County IDA authority for Tax Vision?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Item number 21, an appointment from Commissioner Hertzler for the Agricultural Land Preservation Board.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Penn Township Supervisor Gary Martin to fill the elected official's position on the Agricultural Land Preservation Board for a 3-year term commencing January 1, 2016 through December 31, 2018.
I will second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 22 on the agenda. Again, thank you.
Thank you.
Very much. Item number 22 on the agenda, also for Commissioner Hertzler, a reappointment in this case to the Affordable Housing Trust Fund Board.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to make a motion to approve the reappointments of Beth Ellis, Rick Smith, Patrice Pickering, Elizabeth Brooks Harriger, and William Coons to new terms on the Affordable Housing Trust Fund Board. They are 2-year terms commencing January 1, 2016 through December 31, 2017.
I will second that. Are there any further discussions on these reappointments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 23 for Commissioner Eichelberger, a reappointment for the Blighted Property Reinvestment Board.
Right, as reviewed previously, there are 2 seats that have come up for appointment, and the Blighted Property Reinvestment Board has recommended reappointment of both Diane Boda and Tracy Vernon, and that would be for a 3-year term, beginning January 1 of the new year, ending December 31 of 2018. So I'd like to make a motion to adopt that recommendation for their reappointment.
And I will second. Is there any further discussion on these reappointments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 24, the general disbursement transfer authorizations. They are A through G. Is there a motion for these transfer authorizations?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on the transfer authorizations? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 25, I'd like to report an executive session held December the 17th of this year at 11:05 a.m. and on December the 21st of this year at 1 p.m. for personnel issues. Item number 26, I'd like to accept the monthly reports for the coroner and the Register of Wills for the month of November. Is there any other business to come before the Board of Commissioners?
Madam Chair, under the motion of other business, I'd just like to ask for a point of personal privilege. So the other day, in discussing several issues with another elected county official of the other party, the other political party, not of this county, I asked the rhetorical questions, whatever happened to the truth and whatever happened to statesmanship? And the response I got back was disturbing. The response was, they're dead. And I thought to myself, for God's sake, you know, for the sake of those who were entrusted to serve, for the sake of government at all levels, for the sake of our children and the generations that we hope and we pray will follow together, regardless of party or political persuasion, we just can't allow that to be the case. So today, Madam Chair, and I know you don't like surprises, but as you're about to close out your service as a member of this board, I want to say thank you.
Thanks.
And many of your friends and colleagues gathered here today, they also want to thank you for your example of honest and dedicated leadership, for your commitment and hard work during your nearly 8 years as Cumberland County Commissioner, and for the past 4 years as chair of this sometimes unruly board.
You're being too kind and gracious. I'm going to stop.
No,
Please.
You have to let me finish.
No.
You have to let me finish.
Robert's rules, at least for the next, 5 minutes. Please don't.
Okay.
Please don't.
Well, let me just conclude then by saying I have a little speech that I prepared, to give today, but
And I appreciate
we
that
will dispense
very
with
Please
that.
don't.
But I know that you appreciate punctuality as a former Marine, and in any event, we've got you something here with a gavel on it so that you can continue to
Thank you so much.
hit the gavel. But let me, if I could, it's my honor to present this to you, Barb. Presented to Barbara B. Cross in sincere appreciation for your service and tenure as chairman of the Cumberland County Board of Commissioners, Commissioner 2008 to 2015, and chairman 2012 to 2013. And I will always appreciate your willingness to work across party lines.
I appreciate that.
And you did the right
More than
thing.
anything.
Did the right
I do.
thing. Did the right thing for
Thanks.
the people.
I wish you all the best.
All right, thank you. We also have a few other folks who may have joined us, who may want to step forward and say something at this
As I said, no surprises, and I am.
Good.
I am.
I'm delighted to be here, not only for myself, but also for Senator Eichelberger, to thank you for everything you have done. Not only have you enlightened the county, particularly in many social service agencies that desperately needed your help, and you have been the wise voice there. I do have a citation, which I won't read all of it,
Thank you.
but you demonstrate such a commitment to service, and we are delighted to honor you. We really are.
Thank you.
And we look forward to lots of other things from you in the future.
On behalf of Representative Regan and I are here on behalf of the delegation from Cumberland County. We also have a recognition of you from the House of Representatives signed by all the members of the delegation from Cumberland County. We thank you for everything and wish you well.
Thanks. I would rather. Thanks.
Thank you. I have, Senator, Commissioner, a letter from Senator Alloway, he wasn't able to join us today, but I would like to read it into the record. Dear Commissioner, it's Barb Ross. Greeting from Senator, Pennsylvania. I regret that my schedule prevents me from attending today's celebration in your honor. However, I did not want to miss the opportunity to offer my thanks and best wishes to you. It is fitting that we take the time to reflect upon and celebrate your service as a Cumberland County Commissioner. The residents of Cumberland County have been well served by your steady leadership. Your accomplishments are numerous, impressive, and representative of a highly successful tenure. You're held in high regard for not only your service to the county, but for a lifetime of service to others. I value your friendship and grateful to have the opportunity to work with you, join your family, friends, and colleagues in recognizing your many accomplishments and extending best wishes for a future replete with good fortune. And great happiness, son, Senator Richard Alloway. And I did want to say one other thing. I'm sorry, you're not going to get away that quick. There were some issues, and in particular, I'm going to focusing on one where Barb has been the leader in Pennsylvania. She chaired the governance committee of the County Commissioners Association of Pennsylvania, and I'll tell you, her colleagues from across the state recognize her efforts that helped to steer to fruition the legislation that was enacted, Act 12 of 2015, that provided for a long overdue inflationary adjustment in the consumer fee for the provision of 911 dispatch services. And had it not been for Commissioner Cross's leadership, I'm not sure that we would have had that law become effective. And that is a law that is going to save our property taxpayers millions upon millions of dollars as we continue to try to provide the best service possible in terms of responding to emergencies, taking the calls of our citizens, and moving to next generation technology. And that's just one example of Commissioner Cross's leadership that I think that we must salute today. So, Barb, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Is there anyone else, any of our county road officers or?
I very much appreciate this outpouring that you attended and recognized what I believe to be a responsibility we all have for public service to step away from perhaps what we're doing each day and come into an arena that I was not very familiar with, and jokingly said at one time that I am probably the commissioner that you need, but certainly not the politician that you want. And I try to serve as best I can for every resident of the county. And I've also said never confuse government and politics. I have defended this government, many of you in this room have, and it is that government and that form of government that many around the world want today. It still, in my opinion, remains that best form of government. Politics, on the other hand, is kind of how we make it work. And it is brutal. It is, as Jim sort of alluded to earlier, deteriorating rapidly. I had the opportunity over the weekend to spend some time with military aides that have served the president. And that is an office that we serve, not an individual. But the caliber of folks that I was in the room with for the weekend demonstrate a sincere honor and loyalty to, again, this form of government. So when you hear or talk about people working for the government, and we all in the county do in some way work for the government, please keep in mind that it is the government. It is not the political arena. While you may need it to get in the door, my personal commitment has been that you serve every resident regardless of whether or not they voted for you, gave you money, or even registered. So this has been a true honor for me to have been here for the years that I have, and I wish everyone the very best in the years going forward. So, is there any other business?
Just want to wish everybody a very happy holiday and a happy new year.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Godspeed.
Thanks.